Good evening and welcome to the LSA Tier 2 Monaco Grand Prix. The stream started a bit late. I do apologize. I was trying to get all this telemetry ready for the stream, but we are now live and we are in the quality session. We now have Warrior out on his... I believe he is now setting a lap? This could be his out lap. No, this is his lap. He is behind the Haas of, I believe, Trev Pa? Yes, that is Trev Pa, right in front of Warrior. Warrior already has a banker of 111.5. Going in through the penultimate corner. And oh, he peels into the pits. So I believe Trev Pa is now on a lap. Or he set one with a 1 minute 11 seconds. His teammate went faster with a 1:10.7. But the Red Bull of Out of Tune 73 is still having the provisional pole position of 1:10.6. On board now with Daddy Jerry, who is about to start his lap. He's currently on an out lap, and so was the Red Bull of Out of Tune, I believe, who is... Map. I need this on. Yep, he just went past that hairpin, going into the tunnel. I think he made some contact with the barrier there. Going into that straight tunnel there, burning all of his battery. Down to 30% of his battery ERS used up. And oh, he had an Aston. That could have been blocking him. That could have been a distraction to the Red Bull there. But going into the final corner. Oh, nope. Peels back into the pits. He might have ruined his lap time with that contact he made at the barrier. Peels into the pits. Meanwhile, we have a McLaren up in P2 with a 1:10.649. He's only 200ths of a second behind the Red Bull, who is currently on provisional pole. We're out on his at lap. Had a bit of traffic from a Ferrari. Cruising through the first section of the track. And that dreaded corner is where certain co-raffle players had a DNF in the final 4 laps, completely bottling a podium. Terrible scenes from last night's race. But we got the Mercedes-Benz out of the hairpin and going into the tunnel now. 70% battery. He's about to drain the entirety of it. Going into this tricky section too, we have seen many DNFs caused by that corner alone on this track. Monaco is one of the most hardest tracks to race. Through the S's, this looks like a very solid lap from the Mercedes driver here. We're in 999. Going into the final corner, DRS open, drains the battery. Does he improve? No, he doesn't. He maintains P4. Not ideal. I believe the Ferrari is now on the lap as well. And that... Oh, he invalidated. That is an invalidation. Oh, he invalidated his out lap. Now he's starting his actual lap. Hoping to get to the front row. Does King Richard have the pace? Taking it real smooth. Doesn't get... Oh, he is 4/10 slower than the Red Bull in Sector 1. But he could make up the time in Sector 2 and 3. Going through that hairpin. Right on the edge of it. And now decides to start draining the battery in that tunnel. There is a yellow flag in front of him. I believe caused by a Haas. Red Bull gets out of his way. Close to track limits there. A little moment on the exit of that corner. He is almost 8/10 down on the Red Bull's time, but it's still best times from him. Still a personal best around this track for this session. Oh, a big slide coming out of the final. Big slide again. Loses the end plate and gets the... Oh, he is almost 2 seconds down on pole position. That is a horror Sector 3 from the Ferrari. Sticky Nicky now coming into the hairpin. Smooth entry and smooth exit. Hugging the wall, close to it, starts to deploy the battery in that tunnel. Makes it through, smooth as ever. Goes through, drains a bit of that battery. Starting with the fastest Sector 2, 800ths faster than the Red Bull. If he nails these final few corners here, he could be on pole position. Or at least on the front row. No slide, opens DRS, drains the battery up into the line. And that's pole position. That is provisional pole for Sticky Nicky. What a lap from him. What a lap. Down with the Mercedes-Benz of Warrior. Approaching that hairpin. Now drains that battery into that tunnel. Warrior does have some wear on his rear tires. This could be an in lap and not be an actual timed lap here. That or he just went out on older softs, because he is now 9/10 down on Sticky Nicky's time. No improvements shown. Will he be peeling into the pits? Yes, he does peel into the pits. We have a yellow flag. I believe that was the Ferrari getting out of the way. DRS open. He is now starting his lap. Cooper, will he be able to get pole position from Sticky Nicky? Cooper is quick, but we don't know about his pace on Monaco. Monaco is one of the most difficult tracks on the calendar this season. Taking Spectre 1 as smooth as ever. Aston Martin did a good job getting out of the way of the Ferrari. 3/10 slower than Sticky Nicky in the first sector. He could make up the time in sector 2 and sector 3 though. Draining that battery in that tunnel. Scarlet Ferrari takes that corner well too. And he is 1.5 seconds down on Sticky Nicky's time. Into the penultimate corner, no mistakes there, keeping it clean. Into the final corner, no slide, opens the DRS, drains that battery, and that puts him in P13, 2.3 seconds behind Sticky Nicky's provisional pole time. We have Robin Scout, who seems to be pushing. Didn't make a major improvement in Sector 1. The first run was better. It hits the wall. Does hit the wall. Was that damage? Do they have damage? No, they do not. Still not improving on that second sector. Completely drained his battery. And he maintains the position. Robin Scout still P8, but we do have a Red Bull up in front of him. And yes, that was Wes78. Wes78 will be looking to take away that pole position from Sticky Nicky. But does he have the pace? He is only 900ths behind Sticky Nicky on that first sector. You could make the play that there was a bit of traffic, but he's got to look past that and try to make up the time in Sector 2 and Sector 3. A bit of a slide on the exit of that corner there. We have a car? Yellow flag? Oh, we got the Alpine. The Alpine bolted it. What happened to the Alpine? Ghost Freak, what's up, my man? I'm not even paying attention to chat. I apologize. But we're still on board with Wes78. Will he be able to steal pole position from Sticky Nicky? Robin Scout has retired from quali session. They couldn't get out of that sticky situation they put themselves in, apparently. Oh, and it looks like Wes78 might have picked up some damage. He might have picked up some damage while he was... Yeah, that's it. Missing end plate. Very unfortunate. Jack Frost improving, but only gets P9. That's 1.1 seconds behind Sticky Nicky. And the Red Bull takes pole position. Out of tune 73 takes pole position from Sticky Nicky. Warrior out on a lap again. Will he be able to improve? Does he get to that front row? Or will he be starting from P5? Let's find out. Using up that battery. Wrapping up Sector 2. And he is 6/10 behind out of tune. Brilliant out of the penultimate corner. Final corner, no slide. Opens the DRS. Opens that battery. And is there an improvement? Yes. He improves. He gets a position on his teammate. He is now faster. He is starting P4 if no one else on the grid improves. We have Jack Frost. No. No improvements. And Cooper invalidated his lap time. Also, no improvement coming in from Cooper. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Out of tune in that Red Bull. We'll be starting the Monaco Grand Prix on pole position. We are in for a very, very interesting race. Looks like Warrior has some fans. Girls Freak really trying to score the brownie points in the chat? That's crazy. Let's go with her. Out of tune is on track. You're out of time. Who's out of time, ne? Who's out of time? Come on, man. Girls Freak really trying to score the brownie points in. Apologies. Ready for tier 1? Whew. Everyone else is gonna look like F2 behind out of tune. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We got some very fast races, but you never know. Monaco is due to bring a safety car or two, man. Crazy how we didn't have a single safety car in tier 3 last night. Absolutely insane. But who knows what tier 2's race might bring. Ghost Freak, you didn't do the rain dance well enough, man. Where's the rain? We needed rain in this race, bro. What are you doing? This race cannot start any sooner, man. I just can't wait. I really can't wait. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen in this race. Oh, we got the 5 red lights already. And it's lights out and away we go, out of tune with that. King Richard? Did King Richard take people? Oh, contact! There's a crash! Crash! That is insane! Sci-Fi Mega Hub with a penalty. The entire grid from P6 going down was in a complete standstill. That was an insane run. Luna got lucky. She was able to escape all of the carnage. Wes has lost his entire wing, and so has Trevpa. Wera has no damage to their wing. I don't know how they escaped that. The fact that they escaped that damage was insane. Looks like Jack Frost has lost his end plate. The safety car is out. And Cooper and Sci-Fi Mega Hype are out of the race. That is heartbreaking right there. Tune is like virtual Max Verstappen. He just might be. But that was insane. What an insane start to the race. I was focused on P1 when all the action was going down in P5. Carnage everywhere. On the first lap of the Monaco Grand Prix in Tier 2, we have a safety car and 2 DNFs. That's crazy. No need to continue the race. Out of tune's already waiting on the podium. He just might. He might as well be at this point. He might as well be. Sticky into the pits. Luna into the pits. Wes into the pits. Almost the entire grid except the front two are peeling into the pits. Looks like Daddy Gary stays out. Yeah, Daddy Jerry stays out, and so did, I believe, Boris Moore stayed out as well. Which is weird. He has damage. He should have boxed, in my opinion. But hey, he's the racer. He's the T2 racer. He knows what he's doing. So far, more entertaining than our Tier 3 race. 100%. 100%. There's already a safety car. We didn't even have one. We only had virtual safety cars in our race, dude. More safety cars than last night, and it's only the second lap. It's only the second lap. The Square Rapper is still in the pits for some reason. Yeah, what an insane start to the race. Tune finna lose, bro. I can feel it. I don't know, man. You already want to count him out already? Like, where's the faith? Come on. Autotune is the godfather of my kids. Okay, let's settle down. Let's settle down, chat. Let's settle down. Safety car is still out. We're gonna be starting with out of tune. He went out of that safety car. No damage. Maintain P1. What a start and a half. And now Boris pits. Now he peels into the pit lane. He is gonna lose all those positions. He shouldn't have done that. He should have pit from the beginning. Double stack with his teammate, but hey, it is what it is. He's just gonna see it through. Onto the hard set of tires. I want to be like him when I grow up. Okay. You're really that confident that Tune is gonna win the race, huh? Anything can happen. This is Monaco. He could spin. He could go into the barrier. Anything happens, man. They tried to turn back when Out of Tune took off. Okay, what is up with this Out of Tune glaze right now? What's going on? Bro's getting more glaze than Kakashi or Gojo right now. What? Is bro actually the freaking F125 Max Verstappen? Is he actually? T1 next season for Out of Tune. Per chance. Per maybe. If he does desire. The weather forecast says it's gonna be a dry race. Ghost Freak, you failed the rain dance. Should have done better, man. This would have been a very interesting race if it was wet. Safety car, another lap of the safety car. I guess they're waiting for the Williams of D Square Rapper to catch up. Kick doing RL Ferrari strats? Yeah, no arguments there. That is a Ferrari strat right there. He is better than Gojo no cap. Okay, let's settle down now, Brad. Let's stop the glazing for a bit. Alright, we might make Out of Tune a bit too cocky here. Out of Tune drove on this track IRL. This should be Raps. Did he actually? Can we get someone to fact check that? I feel like the chat is just lying to me now. You guys lying to me? Be honest. The safety car should be in this lap. Did I see George Russell earlier? Perchance. You might have seen George Russell earlier. You can never know with LSA, you know? Is it glaze if it's facts? You know what? Fair point. That is a very fair argument right there. Safety car is in this lap. We just got the information from the FIA. And we will be starting or restarting the Monaco Grand Prix on the 4th lap. 35 more laps to go. Oh wait, we're gonna be starting on the 5th lap. My bad. 34 more laps to go. And does he send it out of the final corner? He does. He's off. Let's get that tire out, shall we? He's already 3 seconds ahead of the McLaren. Wait. They boxed? Was that damage? Was there damage that I missed? Oh, this is a horror race for the Alpine, Ferrari, and Williams. Such a horror race. But never minding that, the freaking Red Bull is already 3.3 seconds ahead of the McLaren. Was the glaze for real? They just can't keep up. Great commentary, King. I appreciate it. Dams, honestly. You're a great commenter. You're a great chatter. I appreciate the compliments. Rafa, if you joined in the rain dance, then would have come right. Yeah, maybe. But unfortunately, I can't do the rain dance because I am busy with the commentary. So you might have to do the rain dance on your own, brother. Oh my days. The Red Bull is 3.4 seconds clear of the McLaren. What a horror restart for Spinny Cup. What a horror restart. He doesn't appear to have any damage. But we have Sticky Nicky on the back of the McLaren. You will be looking to get that position from him. With 1 lap fresher tires too. And on the HODs. This is going to be a very interesting race. The Dams glaze is crazy, bro. Look, bro, at this point, the glaze might be valid. He is 3.4 seconds ahead after a safety car restart. The glaze might be valid. But forgetting the glaze for a second, forgetting the Red Bull, the Max Verstappen copycat right now, we're looking at Daddy Jerry, who is fighting for his life against Lunar, Wes78, Wera, Jack Frost. This is a freaking train right now. There's a yellow flag. He is boxing. Did he have damage? He may have had damage. 10-second penalty for D-Bob, who also peels into... It's a virtual safety car. There's just so much action happening everywhere on the track. Guys, Dams is blushing. What is going on? And people have to be wary of these virtual safety cars. They will be getting a drive-through if they happen to accelerate on the wrong part of the track. E.g., this hairpin right here. You do not want this VSC ending while you're on that hairpin. You will get the drive-through. I don't know how to explain it, but it happened in last night's race. It might happen in this race too. We got D-Bob hopping onto that soft compound of tire. Wera King also on fresh mediums. I believe these had damage. King Richard in the Ferrari also boxed again. That makes me believe that they have boxed 3 times. This is the 7th lap. VSC ending. You don't want to be at that hairpin. And there you go. What did I say? Drive-through penalty for Jack Frost. He was at the hairpin and he got the DT. It's unfortunate, really, it is. But there isn't really much to do about it. You will be getting a drive-through penalty if you're on that section of the track and there's a virtual safety car. It's inevitable. It's like Thanos at this point. Tune glaze is valid, then Dam's chat glaze is crazy. Out of tune just needed to warm up in the previous races. Man can't handle a little drizzle. Maybe. But Out of Tune seems to have boxed. Yeah, he boxed for fresh hearts. Right now, the leader of the race is Pinnacle. I hope I'm saying that right. I really do. That's why we don't let Out of Tune drive in Cape Town. You're gonna have to argue with him on that one, Chief. I can't defend that. I cannot defend that one. Spinnacle currently leading the race 1.8 seconds ahead of the Haas of Sticky Nicky, who is slowly catching. He was able to gain 3/10 in those final corners alone. Will he be able to take P1 from Spinnacle? Let's find out. Currently 1.7 seconds behind. 20% battery. And Out of Tune is 2 seconds behind Trev Pa. But he will be looking to get that #1 spot right back. He wants to claim it for himself. Meanwhile, Luna is up to P3. 6 seconds behind Sticky Nicky. A second ahead of Wes. Almost 2 seconds ahead of Wes. Luna's having a great race. Let's be honest. Will there be a post-race reaction segment? Unfortunately, we don't have reaction segments post-race. That will be something that we will be bringing up to management for future races. But for now, we just have the main race and the commentary that we get during the race. So, yeah. But don't worry, Dams. I will be talking to management. I'll talk to Warrior about it. We need to review that lap 1 crash. You know what? That is true. We do need to review that lap because it was an insane lap. It was an insane start. We're gonna have to see who caused that collision, how it all transpired, how it all went down. Luna is building a gap to Wes. 2.6 seconds now. But Wes does have Trev Pa and Out of Tune. Out of Tune has already caught up to the back of Trev Pa. He wants to get clear of the Haas and his teammate in Red Bull as fast as possible. He is on those fresher, hard tires. And remember, this is Monaco. It is a mandatory mandatory 2-stop. No matter what tire compounds you're using, you have to box twice. It appears Jack Frost has served the drive-through penalty as well. Everyone from P1 to P9 will have to make another stop. If Robin is able to stretch those mediums to the end, which is borderline impossible, Luna with a penalty. Luna just got a 3-second penalty. That is so unfortunate. And Out of Tune just seems to be stuck behind Trev Pa and Wes. Completely drained his battery too. He's at down to 5% battery. But back to Luna, who is now 7.3 seconds behind Sticky Nicky, who is just building a gap from the rest of the grid. Alongside Spinnacle, of course, but he knows those tires will not last. Those tires will not last. It will start to feel very bad. He will need to box for a fresh set of hards, which he could possibly stretch to the end. But he will be feeling some effects of tire where he boxes. Spinnacle goes into the pits. Does he get on a fresh set of hards? No. He goes for another set of mediums. Lovely stop, but where does that put him out? Will he come out behind the train of Wes, Trev Pa, and Out of Tune? It is gonna be so close, and he does. Spinnacle is gonna be in P6, right behind Out of Tune, who is also fighting for that race win. Everyone in the top 9 has made one stop. They need to make another stop before the race end, or else they will be automatically disqualified. Battles Trev Pa and Out of Tune. What happened to Wes? It seems that Trev Pa and Out of Tune were able to get Wes, who might have hit a barrier and lost positions. He is, however, 8 places up from his starting position, so honestly, not bad. Very good from Wes. On those 10-lap old mediums, I can understand that those tires do not feel good at all. He is trying his best to control them. The McLaren looks on the outside to go. He has that DRS, drains that battery, but wasn't able. And Wes hits the wall. Wes hits the wall and has minor damage to his wing. That is so unfortunate from Wes. He is sliding all over the pace. Those mediums do not feel good. And he was battling against a McLaren with 1 lap old medium tires. He was never going to win that battle. Mistake from Wes costs him the position. Meanwhile, Warrior BB is slowly catching up to him, but he appears to have damage on his left wing, his front left wing. Meanwhile, Luna is now 10 seconds behind Sticky Nicky, who is on those 11 old tires. Tires might be gone. Yes. Yes, his tires might be gone, mate. Trev Pa able to catch up to Luna. And Trev Pa is bringing Out of Tune with him. But Spinnacle is also catching on that fresher medium tire. The rest of the grid seems to be pretty split up now. And Spinnacle is now on the back of Out of Tune. McLaren versus Red Bull. Oh, this is Qatar and Dubai 2025 all over again. Except this time it's in Monaco. And on a video game. Out of Tune could go for that position on Trev Pa. But Trev Pa is saving his battery. He will want to defend on that start-finish straight. All of these drivers completely locked in. Trev Pa is on the older tires, so he will have a bit more tire wear. But DRS open for the Red Bull, who had a bit of a moment. Closes off the McLaren, who tried to go on the outside. A little bit of a slide, and Out of Tune hits the wall. The McLaren goes through. Spinnacle gets the position on Out of Tune. And he is now up to P4 on the back of Trev Pa. Where are all the Out of Tune blazers now? This is still a very long race. It's still too early to decide who's going to win the race. But Sticky Nicky does have a very comfortable position. He is a whole 12 seconds ahead of Luna in P2. Luna also having a 3-second penalty, which never really happens. I don't really see Luna getting a lot of penalties. Out of Tune got a 3-second penalty as well. Oh no. That is so unfortunate for Out of Tune. All the pressure of trying to keep up to the top of the grid. He's been pushing hard. He wants that race win. Luna hits the wall. Loses a bit of time to it. And Trev Pa is now in DRS range of Luna. A warning for, I believe that is Spinnacle. Just got a warning, but down to Wes 78, who is now battling with Warrior. Contact! Going into the first corner. We are having some spicy battles here. Wes 78's laps. Wes 78 has 14 laps on their tires. They have to feel absolutely terrible. And Debob retires from the session. Debob retires from the session. Oh, that is so unfortunate. And it's that corner. It's that same corner. It got the best of him. Wera just got a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Oh no. They are not having the best of races. Sticky comfortably 12 seconds ahead of Luna, who is fighting for her life ahead of Trevpa. Both of them having 15 lap old hards, but Spinnakup with the 5 lap old mediums is just looking for either of them to make a mistake so he can pounce and take that position from them. Oh! And Trevpa goes into the back of Luna, loses a bit of their end plate. Wes 78 gets another warning. Wes 78 down in P9, 15 lap old mediums. Those mediums probably feel terrible. They'd want to switch to the hards or a fresh set of tires as soon as possible. Out of tune. Wes 78 gets the penalty. 3-second time penalty for track limits. Yes, Luna is female. I should think so. Per chance. Per maybe. Who am I to say? I'm just trolling. Yes, she's female. Out of tune, 3-second penalty. Wed 78, 3-second penalty. Wera, 10-second penalty. And someone else just got a another warning for corner cutting. Luna is still able to hold them back. Still able to hold Trevpa and Spinnakup back. Spinnakup will be wanting to get those positions before the tires start wearing off, because we all know those mediums will not last long on this track, especially against people who are on hards. Meanwhile, Sticky Nicky is just enjoying a Thursday night cruise on the streets of Monaco in their $1 million Formula 1 car. A bit of a slide from Luna. Able to get out of a second from Trevpa, meaning Trevpa is vulnerable here. He doesn't have the DRS. But this is Monaco. The DRS threat isn't that long regardless. So he still maintains a position from Spinnakup. Warrior BB stretching those hard tires on 17 laps. Wes did box for a fresh set of tires. Now on 0 lap old hards, but appears to have taken damage. Either that or his pit team did not repair the wing damage he took in the previous laps. A bit of a slide from the kick Sauber of Jack Frost there as well. Out of tune seems to be dropping behind. No longer in the DRS of the McLaren ahead of him. as someone receives another warning for corner cutting. And someone else peels into the pits that I believe is Daddy Jerry and the Kickstarter of Boris Nemore. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say these South African names. I'm not South African. Daddy Jerry pulls out of the pits with a fresh set of hods. I believe we'll be taking these hods to the end. Yes, Daddy Jerry will be taking those hods to the end. 19 laps. Wes gets another warning for corner cutting. Wes needs to be careful here, or else he will be getting a 6-second penalty. He's conserving energy for the last stretch. Yes, yes he is. Absolutely. Oh, Luna hits the barrier. Damage, has damage to the front wing as well. No end plates on either side. And lost quite a bit of time to Trev Ba. As well as 78 gets another warning for corner cutting. Where am I from? I'm from Zambia, mate. It's closer to Bor. It's closer to Bor is a more. Is that how you say it? Bor is a more? I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no idea. Out of Tune is back in that DRS of Spinnacle. Yes, closer. Alright. Thank you for that correction, mate. Robin Scout into the pits. And out of the pits with 3-lap old hards, I believe went on their older set of hards. Interesting. That was their 4th stop. Sticky Nicky out with 20-lap old hard, still leading the race. Now 14 seconds ahead of Luna, and I believe just overtook a back marker, being Robin's Scout. Luna still fighting for their lives here from Trevpa, Spinnacle, and Out of Tune, who are in an insane DRS train. Warrior B 8 seconds behind that train, but still pretty clear on their own. Followed by King Richard in the Ferrari, Daddy Jerry in the V-Cob or Racing Bulls, Jack Frost in the Sauber, Wes 78 in that other Red Bull. Do they have damage? Yes, they do. Damage on the front wing, no end plates. You hate to see it, you really do. Warrior B got a warning for corner cutting as Wes hit the barrier. This is a pretty close with the Saubers and that Red Bull. Looks at the inside for a bit, stuck his nose in, but didn't get the move done. He's applying the pressure on the Sauber. Will he utilize that DRS and drain his battery? He did charge it up. There's a yellow flag. Yellow flag. Yes, contact with Luna and Trevpa. And somehow the McLaren went through. Somehow there was contact. I believe Luna might have spun out. Stopped Trevpa in the process. But the McLaren of Spinnacle went through and takes second position. How did you avoid that? Looks like Trevpa also has damage to his front wing. Will he be peeling into the pits for a fresh set of tires? No! And neither does Luna. They all keep going. Sticky Nicky, 15.9 seconds ahead, still very comfortable in this race lead. And Out of Tune, who was the favorite to win the race by the chat, is in 7th position. This is looking like Max Verstappen in 2026, not 2025, mate. Another yellow flag. And I believe it's with Luna again. No, it isn't. Robin Scout is out of the race. He has DNF'd. No safety car or virtual safety car though. The race goes on. Green flags all around. And Sticky Nicky into the pits. What tire will they be getting on? Will they be getting on the hard or mediums? They get on the hards. And they will be going to the end on those hard tires. Spinnakup also peels into the pits on a hard set of tire as well. Trevpa does it box, instead goes through and takes P2 from Spinnakup. Luna also boxes for a fresh set of mediums and a new wing as well. That takes Out of Tune into P6 and Daddy Jerry into P5. King Richard has also found himself in a podium position with a 3-second penalty, and Dr. Square Rapper also picks up a 3-second penalty. That's okay. Tune doesn't need to stop. You're right, he doesn't. But neither does Spinnakup, Daddy Jerry, King Richard, or Sticky Nicky. And the lead Trevpa has on Tune might be enough to box and come out ahead of him. Ooh, slides from the Ferrari of King Richard. Who is on 19 lap old tires? I don't think King Richard will be staying out on those tires. He might have to box sooner or later. Spinnakup is still unable to overtake King Richard, who is on those older hard tires. Tries to go on the outside. Does he get the move stuck? No. Has to back out. It is just so hard to overtake on Monaco. Richard won't make it to the end, no. Richard won't. And Richard does look very slow, especially going into that hairpin. It's enabled Daddy Jerry and Out of Tune to catch up. We're on much younger tires. Meanwhile, Luna also gets a position off of the Sauber of Jack Frost right before heading into that hairpin corner. Back to this battle with King Richard and Spinnakup for P3. Will Spinnakup be able to get that position? Trev won't make it. Oh, Trev has the box. Trev only made one pit stop, and Trev is in the pits. Trev is in the pits and will be coming behind of Out of Tune. And gets a fresh wing as well. So unfortunate. Late safety car still very much possible. That is true. A late safety car is an option. But we've had 2 DNFs since that safety car, and none of them have led to a safety car. Which makes me think that unless it happens on a very critical part of the track, there will be no safety cars. Maybe a virtual safety car, but not an actual one. And a Mercedes. It hits the wall. Wera is out. Wera is out of the race. Will that be a safety car? No. Green flags. Continue racing. Sticky Nicky currently in P1. King Richard will have to box because those tires will not be going to the end. Sticky Nicky has damage on the wing, the left of the wing. Loses the end plate there. Out of tune in P5. Fighting for that position. The lead Sticky Nicky has built for himself is absolutely insane. 18.7 seconds ahead of P2. Unprecedented, honestly. And King Richard is still defending against Pinnacle pretty hard. Again, another safety car, another yellow flag. This time caused by Wes. Will he be able to continue driving? Yes. Yes, he will. That's just Monaco for you. Completely broken his wing. Well, not completely, but he's gonna box to change it. Oh! And there's a Williams, I believe. Is that a Williams? On track. Yes, that was the Williams of D Square Rapper, who's also DNF'd. Quite a few DNFs in this race. Slides from King Richard. Will the McLaren go for the move? Only a 10th away? No, doesn't go for the move. Still fighting very, very hard for it though. King Richard might want to say, screw it, I'm just going to the end. I have nothing to lose here. If he has a puncture, he has a puncture. 22 seconds is now the gap from P1 to P2. Making him use those tires. There's a corner cutting for player 4. Bit of a contact with the wall. Warrior BB is now fighting Luna for P6. Imagine not finishing. Hey, Offset, puppy, listen. It happens. It happens, man. Monaco is not an easy track. It's not an easy track, bro. It's not. Speaking from experience here. Come on. It's just so difficult to overtake on this track that if King Richard doesn't box, it could just be wraps. It could end just like this. Unless he makes a mistake somewhere. Like crashes into a barricade or something. It might as well just end like this. I didn't last half this long, so I shouldn't be talking, right? I mean, I also crashed. And what makes it worse is that I crashed when it was 3 seconds to the 3 laps to the chocolate flag. I bottled a podium, mate. It was sad, honestly. Monaco is something else, man. They should take it off the calendar, in my opinion. In real life too, because it's just a boring watch. To put it simple, this is a shit track, 100%. I agree with you 100%, Ghost Freak. This is a very shit track. I mean, Sticky Nicky has made up a freaking pit stop on these guys. He is 26 seconds ahead of everyone else. Luna gets another 3-second penalty. That's 6 seconds for Luna. That is so unfortunate. Luna was pushing a bit so hard to try and see if she can pressure Warrior into making a mistake. And instead, Luna made the mistake. "28 seconds now the gap from P1 to P2. And there's the yellow flag. Just right there, a bit of contact. King Richard is not backing down, man. He might as well just go to the end. On those 26 lap old tires. He has to be approaching puncture territory. He just has to. It's 26 laps, 27 laps on any tire would be painful. Warrior gets a position on Out of Tune. Out of Tune may have lost focus there, and Warrior steals that position from him. So unfortunate for Out of Tune, but a major W for Warrior as he goes out the place. And Out of Tune gets another 3-second penalty. King Richard slowed down the McLaren so much that Warrior, Out of Tune, Luna, and Trev Paul are able to catch up and are now in this DRS train. All thanks to the Scarlet Ferrari being too tire preservative, I guess. Saved his tires like crazy because he is on 28 lap old hearts and still going, still defending from the McLaren, who has freaking 9 lap old tires, almost 19 lap younger tires. My brain stopped working there for a second. Oh my days. This is an outrage. It's scripted. Brad, listen. Sometimes Toon doesn't have the best of races. There was a safety car. There was some interesting strategies here, but you gotta give it to King Richard. I mean, he stayed out on 28 lap old tires. I don't know why your message got redacted there for a second. King Richard making the race interesting 100%. He is definitely making it interesting because who knew you could go that long on those tires with no puncture? It's just the same. I can't see his actual tire wear, but it would be very interesting to know what his tire wear is because we know it has to be high, probably pushing 80%. Because he is, I freaking knew Sticky Nicky would try and box purely because he's got a whole pit stop and then some ahead of everyone else. He might just be going for, he also fixed his wing. Wow. Rubbing salt into the wounds there, Sticky Nicky. Wow. Who has the fastest lap? Who who does have the fastest lap? Hold on. That belongs to Spinnacle. A 1:13.443. And that is another penalty. Who received that penalty? Out of tune with 16 seconds. That puts Out of Tune down in P9. I'm just gonna call it here, chat. You guys might have cursed him. You glazed him so much that it just went straight downhill for him. But I believe Sticky Nicky will be trying to go for the fastest lap. I believe that's why he boxed for those fresh tires. Just so he can go for the fastest lap. Fresh tires, full battery, fresh wing. He's going for that fastest lap. Meanwhile, we've got a Red Bull in the pits boxing for a set of softs. And I feel they'd be going for the fastest lap as well. Wes78 throwing a wrench in Sticky Nicky's plans and going for that fastest lap himself. It's like Wes is like, listen, I have nothing to lose. I'm already last, so I might as well just go for that fastest lap. Yeah, damn, you cursed him and the goes. That corner always gets him. I think Wes and Sticky are going for fastest lap. Yes, they are. I've seen him invalidate so many qualifying laps. Listen, it happens. It happens. And there he is, going for that fastest lap. And he gets it. Sticky Nicky with a 1:11.6. That's almost 2 seconds clear off the previous fastest lap set by Spinnacle. Oop, hits the wall. Wes, that's not gonna help your fastest lap run. Especially since you're missing an end plate. When did you hit the wall, man? Meanwhile, King Richard on the penultimate lap hasn't boxed with 32 lap old hearts. This is the most insane tire saving I have ever seen. Wes is now officially going for that fastest lap, but I don't think they'll be able to because they seem to be caught in a bit of traffic. Unfortunate for Wes. Sticky Nicky, however, has started the final lap. He is on a victory run. Complete domination by Sticky Nicky. The consistency is crazy. 100%. Look at the gap. I'm talking. He's built up 30 seconds again on those fresh mediums, which he stuck on just to go for the fastest lap. He was rubbing salt in the wounds of P2 and everyone else. Will Richard beat Warrior with a penalty? No. Richard comes behind Warrior. Yeah, Richard comes in behind Warrior. Ahead of Trevpa, because Trevpa also has a penalty. But that doesn't matter anymore because Sticky Nicky coming from the final corner into the start finish straight and across the line is the winner of the Tier 2 Monaco Grand Prix. Big ups to you, Sticky Nicky. What a race. What a race. Coming into King Richard, who was 32 seconds behind, but was able to hold everyone back. He was the Minister of Defense in this race and was just unlucky by that penalty. Was able to take his 33 lap old hards to the end, but unfortunately because of his 3-second time penalty, all he will be getting is P5. We got Spinning Up in P2, Daddy Jarrett in P3, Warrior up to P4, and it appears Out of Tune had a 10-second penalty from a penalty he didn't serve. That takes him down to P9. That is what a race this has been. Monaco is always going to be a race and a half. Boring some of the times, but this race was definitely interesting. Penalties, DNFs, a safety car in the first lap. It had everything. What did Sticky Nicky qualify as? I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't remember. I'd have to check the race director. But look at him. Enjoying that celebration. Sticky Nicky wins the Monaco Grand Prix. Driver of the day, King Richards. There you go. Big ups to him. And those other positions. Sticky Nicky started in P2. Goated race coverage. Thank you very much, Dems. You are a goated chatter yourself. Definitely gave me something to say during the race. But it was still a quite eventful race. Yeah, very unfortunate for the people with the time penalties, but that's racing, I guess. Yep, and big congratulations to Sticky Nicky. So many penalties, but that's Monaco for you. King Richard blew both tires at the finish line? Did he actually? How did I miss that? That was insane if he actually did. I can't believe I missed that. Well, it's definitely been a race and a half. I'd like to thank everyone in chat for commenting during the race. You guys have been amazing to talk to, while obviously me commentating the race. And hopefully I will be commentating next week's Tier 2 race. We will be heading to Japan. It'll be the LSA Japan Grand Prix. I'll be racing in Tier 3, and I'm gonna be honest, Japan isn't really my best track. It's really not. So yeah, we do have that race lined up for next week. Wednesday, the tier 3 race, obviously, and Thursday, we have the tier 2 and tier 1 races. I will probably commentate on the tier 2 races, but sometimes I do commentate on the tier 1 races as well. Like last week, I was on the tier 1 race. But, yeah, this has been Raffle Plays. Thank you so much for watching the stream. I will catch everyone next time.